All right, guys, the Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. It is a Monday. We're on the doorstep to Monday Night Raw tonight, and there's a lot of stuff going around, you know, the web today. Basically, as we all know, Kazarian is no longer in TNA. We probably will see him on TV one more time because of the TV tapings by TNA, but financial issues continue to plague TNA, and uh, Dixie Carter is trying to address the issue. But, this problem's been going on since the end of last year, Dixie. You had the opportunities to get a financial backer. You couldn't come to terms with them. I don't know what the agreement would have been, but you turned it down, and now you've pretty much lost all of the TNA originals. There's very few left, like Eric Young, James Storm. I don't even think Eric Young is an original. Um, but you have some major players left in Bobby Roode. Samoa Joe, I believe, came in like 2006 or 5 or whatever. But in any event, you're talking about your financial issues. Address the issue, solve the problem. You had the opportunity, um, get another financial backer. At this point in time, you probably may have a real hard time getting a financial backer, whereas before, when you still had AJ Styles and Sting, Sabin, all these other guys that have since gone, you probably could have got some backing from somebody else on the outside. But now it's getting to the point now where, with the roster that you do have, how are you going to get people to want to invest? I mean, you have to make promises and you have to keep those promises. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of these guys that left TNA, a bunch of them have gone to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor already has been pretty well established. Um, and they were the number 3 company in the world of professional wrestling. In my eyes, they're number 2 now. Uh, but I don't want to see the demise of TNA wrestling. I've loved it ever since its inception in 2002. And I know there's a lot of TNA haters out there that are WWE marks that would gladly say, "Oh, good riddance" and whatnot. But you guys need to understand, you probably aren't the guys that have been around when there was like all these other promotions in the past which made wrestling so much better because they all competed against each other. And this is what built wrestling. When you have only one promotion out there to watch, they don't have the need to improve because they know we're the only ones out there. We can do what we want, and these people are still going to watch. Well, in my eyes, if there's only one promotion and it's really gone downhill, I will watch less. And that's just how I am because I have seen so much wrestling in the past. I have watched everything that is brought in front of the table to me, and I enjoy the world of professional wrestling. I enjoy competition, not just within one promotion. I enjoy competition with promotion against promotion against promotion against promotion. With Jeff Jarrett coming out with Global Force Wrestling, um, I don't know the date yet. That's just going to add to the mix. Now we now have Ring of Honor, which is, if anybody hasn't watched Ring of Honor, get a chance, check it out. They have stars in there that you'd say to yourself, man, these guys could do great in the WWE. Now, think about what you just said. They would do great in the WWE. But the WWE would take these guys, and how long would it take for them to actually bring them in and maybe even groom them to even be a superstar? They may end up going to the WWE and end up becoming nobodies because the WWE has done it so many times in the past because they are not the ones who brought them in, you know, um, their promotion, you know, on their own. So the WWE has a hard time pushing people from another promotion. There are exceptions, don't get me wrong. Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, I mean, there's been a number of people, but it's very far and few between. So I just look at all of this and I say to myself, TNA, I've been following you for 12 years. Dixie, if you can't handle the heat, dispense the fire, get somebody else, possibly, and maybe now it might be too late, but you get some help. You can't put the fire out yourself. Get somebody else to help you put the fire out, and try to bring back what once was a really prestigious wrestling promotion. Not downgrading you, not insulting you, but Dixie Carter, you have really done a lousy job in the last couple years in TNA, and it's unfortunate. I really don't want to have to say this, but this is my thoughts, my opinions. Once Jeff Jarrett left, I knew there was a red flag put up. I knew something was going wrong. And then we saw the departure of AJ Styles, which was your major star. He was your franchise. And you let this man go because you claimed you took bad advice from someone else. But then again, after the bad advice from quote unquote someone else, you let other major stars leave. So, what does this say to me? Don't point the blame on the other guy. Look in the mirror, see yourself, blame yourself, because if TNA goes down, Dixie, it is your fault. And like I said, I don't want to see it go down. I enjoy watching it. Even to this day, I still watch it. It's not probably the best show, but you know something? At this present day, none of the wrestling promotions, except, I take this in exception, except Ring of Honor, which has really stood out the most, but they don't have the exposure that TNA and the WWE does. But the show is lackluster, and I know with what you got week after week after week, you're trying to put together a show that is entertaining to everybody, else here on Spike TV to watch it. But you have guys like Aries. When was the last time we seen Austin Aries? When was the last time we saw Kenny King? I mean, I can go on and on and on. And I know you have this sort of contractual agreement with your stars where, when you're on, you get paid and you try to spread it out week after week after week. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work. If you want to really have a good wrestling promotion, you need to showcase your stars week in and week out. It's unfortunate. You can't do it. You should have got some help when you had the opportunity. Everybody here on YouTube and everywhere else in the wrestling world thought at the end of last year when there was a big controversy over the AJ Styles deal, we thought that, well, you were going to get financial backing. And then you didn't. And we lost AJ Styles, which was the biggest loss in TNA history. So, again, I will continue to support TNA because I am a pro wrestling fan, but I do have my negative thoughts about them. And it's unfortunate that I feel this way, but those are my opinions. And I think my opinions that I'm talking about right now are very, very valid. And so, again, we got the WWE number one. I believe Ring of Honor is number two. TNA is number three. And of course, Global Force Wrestling has yet to surface. But when it does, I can see it jumping right into that third spot and, possibly into the second spot. I think the WWE is going to be number one for a long time coming. I mean, it's the history. It's the, they've been there. They've proven themselves. Even though they can put out a bad product, the WWE, I think, for time to come, will always be number one now. There is no other WCW out there to compete with them. And TNA, obviously, is not a WCW. But I'll tell you this much. Ring of Honor, with the right moves, can really put themselves out there. Their only mistake would be they need to not let their talent go to the WWE. This is the Iceman. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. Hello? 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 Oh, what's going on?